Grand rising, grand rising, grand rising. As soon as I opened my eyes this morning, the spirit said failure. I said, okay, is that what we're doing today? That's what we're doing today. So I was led to look up the etymological meaning of failure and of fail. To fail is to be lacking or defective, to be unsuccessful in accomplishing a purpose, to cease to exist or function, to come to an end, to stumble. And failure is Old French and Anglo-Norman, it's saying, coming from Latin word faillere, means to trip, cause to fall, figuratively to deceive, trick, dupe, cheat, elude, and then it also has fail. I know a lot of people say failure is not an option. And I can dig it. But when you look up and you take a different understanding of what the word means, you understand that failure and to fail is an integral part of your journey. If you don't fail at something, you're not going to learn anything that comes from the message that happens when you fail. A lot of people see themselves at failure. No, as failures. You're not a failure. Just because you feel like you're not succeeding in something that you're doing means that you need to cease a function that you're doing so you can get what you want to do. To cease to exist or function is part of what the word fail means. You have to understand that moving in your journey is never a smooth road. You're gonna have people let you down. You're gonna let people down. I mean, I'm just be 100% honest with you. It is what it is. But failure is used to strengthen you. There are obstacles waiting for you to find a solution to, so that way you can grow in your better self. And failures are lessons that you can use so you can teach somebody else, and you can see it along the way, and you can say, hey, you know, I've tried what you're doing, and I'm not saying it's going to be the same for you, but for me that didn't turn out too well. You know what I mean? It's passing on lessons that you've learned along the way. You never fail at anything. You just, whatever you were doing, something needs to stop so you need to do something else. And failure is an option. A lot of people stop everything when they feel like they have failed, when they feel like a failure. They just let themselves die. Sometimes emotionally, sometimes spiritually, sometimes just even just outwardly. They let themselves die. They stop taking care of themselves. They stop eating right. They just shut themselves off. And you can see these people deteriorating because something has failed. They seem to be going, but the look in their eyes isn't as bright. Like something in them has failed. Something has given up, and they have conceded in whatever it is that they had given up on. They decided to let that be the end all be all. That's why I say that failure is an option, because it's an option that at some point we all have to choose to make a choice on if we're going to live in that failure or if we're going to grow from that. If along that journey we're going to, this failure that caused a roadblock, we're not going to try and find a way around it. We're just going to sit here and we're going to wallow at this wall along our journey, not knowing that if the only thing we had to do was push on the wall and it's going to come tumbling down. Everyone fails at something so they can succeed. No one gets 100% the first time at 100% of everything they do. It doesn't work that way. It's learning. Failure is part of learning. When you're in school and they said that you failed, and sometimes, all depending on where you went, it wasn't if you got an F. They said that you failed if you got a C. You know what I'm saying? So whose perspective are you looking at with the failure? If you're looking at it at just, oh, you know that you failed, okay. So when you sit down and think to yourself that you're just a failure, what about that little voice inside of you giving you other ideas and telling you that you're not a failure? You do listen to that, right? When you choose to accept that failure is a part of your journey, you choose not to settle at failure. Because you are going to trip. You are going to fall. There are going to be things that's going to elude you. There are going to be things that come to an end. You're going to stumble. All those things are what failure means. All those things are what fail means. So it all depends on how you want to look at it. Because how it's just thrown around today, it's just like, oh, you're a failure. You failed to do this. You failed to do that. You ceased to do something. But it's all about perspective. What have you ceased to do? Along this journey, there's going to be doors and windows. There's going to be cul-de-sacs. There's going to be ways and pockets for you to get nuggets of information and jewels. When you get this information, you're responsible for what you know, so something has to cease to exist. And whether you know it or not, the more information that you gather to build yourself, it's those spiritual deposits. And what it's doing is it's changing you in a way that you don't even know, to become a better version of you. It's giving you better armor for when you do have turbulence, which, there's lessons in that. Failure comes with that. Failure is a part of that. So whenever that comes, you have better armor, so it's not hitting you so hard. That doesn't mean it's not going to come at you and hit you. It just means it doesn't hit you as hard. And that's the whole point. You want to go down this road, this journey, and as stones are being thrown at you, as rocks are being thrown at you, as shards of glass are being thrown at you, you want to be able to bow, hold up something and be able to sustain yourself. You have to accept that this failure is a part of your journey. It's a part of your walk. When you understand that, you also that there's things in other realms that, okay, they understand that they're not expecting 100% all the time, so okay, let's go ahead and help them move in this. It's that extra bit of confidence, if you want to call it. It's that extra bit of surety that you have when you start moving in something that used to give you a little bit of turbulence. Now you're moving in it with ease. That's what that is. Failure happens to everyone. And I'm just supposed to let you know that it's a part of your journey. And it's a part of your journey that helps you build the road. It helps you build the wall. It along the way to help keep those rocks from coming at you. There's so many levels. But the first is to start to understand that failure is a part of your journey. Because what failure means is everything that has to happen in order for you to grow. All right. Spirit that said that's it. So I'm done. All right, I'm done. I appreciate you listening. Thank you for liking, subscribing, following. I really appreciate you. This means a lot, and this helps me move in a way that just makes my heart sing. So thank you. Thank you. Peace.